A nervous wait for Manly fans on a beautiful night for rugby league. If they win tonight, they confirm their spot in the top 8. Should they lose, they have a nervous wait until round 26 of the competition. They've lost a couple of players. Their fullback Brett Stewart is out. Chris Hicks moves from wing to fullback. Scott Donald comes into the starting lineup in jumper number 22. Sam Harris is out, returning early from a knee injury in jumper number 21 to take his place on the bench is Brent Kite. The coach is Des Hasler. The Warriors are as per program. It's their last game for season 2005 as they have the bye next week. Steve Price is the captain, but all eyes will be on the number 7. The great Stacey Jones plays his last game for the club. The coach is Tony Kemp. And we're underway at Brookvale Oval. Manly, if they win tonight, they're confirmed in the top 8. If they lose, it's a nervous 7 days for them. And it's the Warriors with first use of the football, Aben Guttenbeil, who becomes the second highest game player for the Warriors tonight behind Stacey Jones, who of course is playing his last game. Guttenbeil playing his 147th game for the Warriors as Price plays it. Here's Ruben Wiki taking it up towards the 40-metre line. Warriors defending the northern end of Brookvale Oval. Manly the southern end, or Pittwater Road end. This wonderful ground. A healthy crowd tonight too. This is Monty Beetham into Manly territory. Just a steady start here for the Warriors, their first use of the football. They get to tackle number 5, as this is their last game of the season. The bye next week is Jones trying to place the kick. Scott Donald back in first grade, replacing Brett Stewart with Chris Hicks going back to fullback.
Yeah, powerful start there by the Warriors. Plenty of yardage over the advantage line, and that's where Manly have struggled over recent weeks, winning the ground in the play of the ball. It's something they must compete with throughout this match against the Warriors.
There's some solid defence from the Warriors, and Manly also struggle in this part of the game in metres gained this year. They're last in the NRL. It's hard work for them to get out of their own end, particularly against such a big side.
Well, you're right, exactly right there, Mark. I mean, they concede more yardage than any other team in the competition, and they make less yardage than any other team in the competition. So they've been backpedaling too much.
Here's Monahan with the kick outside the 40. You heard from the referee. Bounced nicely there for Brent Webb. He gets past one, but can't get past the second. And Chad Randall making the tackle. This is Vadavai. Forced back in the tackle. He lost the ball. You heard dominant. The tackle made by Kennedy. So there's the changeover, the error that Manly were looking for. Stephen Price having a word there with the referee.
And no surprise to see Ben Kennedy involved in that tackle amongst a badly beaten team last week down at Cronulla. Ben Kennedy really held his head up high, and he's inspirational for him at the moment.
Terry Hill playing his last game at Brookie. 25 metres out from the Warriors line. Golden opportunity here for Manly. Jason King inside the 20 of the Warriors. Heckenberg is the decoy, comes to Monahan, Menzies, quick hands. Not played out, says the referee. And Watmow is now tackled.
Held 3 hands off now,
18 metres away.
Oh, Warriors here, Monty.
No metres gained there for the Sea Eagles as Monahan takes the line on. Trying to bounce away from Price, who held on and got some assistance. One of those coming in, Corpu. Now here's Kennedy running at an angle. Pass 2, pass 3. Ben Kennedy has been Manly's best player all year, and he opens the scoring tonight. 4-0 with a kick to come. Sheer power, but ordinary defence from the Warriors.
It was poor defence there from the Warriors, but Ben Kennedy worked his weight in gold with the Manly Sea Eagles this year. Comes in, runs a good line, he's got a bit of a jink in his step, but poor, pitiful defence there from the Warriors. And the number 12, Warangi Kupu, just got belted out of the way, and Brent Webb didn't want anything to do with Kennedy either.
They needed a better start than this, and Williamson should be able to make it 6 points to 0. It was the drop ball from Vadavai. Under pressure, got rid of the football after the referee called held. Gave Manly the opportunity, which they gleefully accepted. Luke Williamson adds the extras. And so just after 4.5, nearly 5 minutes of play, it's Manly 6, the Warriors 0.
They look good with the football in their hands, the Warriors, but they don't like this aspect of the game, and that is getting up off your defensive line and putting the ball carrier on the ground.
Well, Monty Beetham won't come up with a missed tackle, but he certainly didn't make any effort to get across to assist there either from marker. Just got to have more desperation on your own line.
Well, working for each other as well as a team. One-on-one, you can make your tackles, but if you don't work for each other as a team, it doesn't help your cause at all, particularly at this level of rugby league.
Manly would have had some doubts coming into tonight's game, and that will give them a huge boost. So can the Warriors hit back? Can they force an error here from the Sea Eagles? As Williamson plays it. 25 out from his own line. Menzies getting in and doing some work. He gets the offload back to Randall. Slight juggle. Heckenberg. 10 short of halfway. Randall to Monahan. Well, he thought about passing to Watmow, but he was in front of him. He had to go back the other way to Menzies.
We're struggling for runners at the moment, Michael Monahan. That's the second time in 2 sets that he's looked for a runner. Had to dummy and go himself. They're at least competing in the play the ball on this set.
Williamson with the kick. Webb lets it bounce. That's a nice one. Let's see if the Warriors can get out of their own end with not too much of a battle. Got some work to do. The forwards starting to get back on side. It's Todd Byrne playing it. Here's Vadavai. He'll be hoping just to get down and not lose the football. That'll do his confidence the world of good. But so far we've had 2 wingers taking it forward. Gutenbill now. Now it's Famuina, who's the 5'8". Still no forward having a hit up. That's tackle 4. Now tackle 5. Clinton Torpey will play it. Now kicking Fiend from acting half. It's a nice kick from outside the 40. Finds touch. Paul Stevenson just let it go over that touch line. Chris Hicks had it covered also.
Yeah, good accurate kick there by the Warriors, and the Manly would be advised to try and keep the ball in play wherever possible. The big Warriors players, they like this slowing down of the game. It gives them an opportunity to recover, get the breaths in, so they can explode once again. The Manly side try and keep the ball in play, run the Warriors around as much as possible.
Now Hicks.
One ends off now, let him up.
10 out from their own line. So can the Warriors muscle up here as Maddai from acting half and try and force the mistake?
L2, Brent Webb, hands off.
Brent Webb making the tackle, so no one back at home at fullback at the moment for the Warriors, and Vadavai notices that and goes back as Brent Webb has come up with a high tackle here.
Yeah, I don't think you don't need to tell you that was high, keep it down, Brent. It's a high tackle.
Yeah, no doubt the high tackle there from Brent Webb. He knew straight away that it was too high. A little lucky that it didn't go on report, to be perfectly honest.
It also means that Manly get over the halfway. Well, Terry Hill took that tap 5 metres behind the mark. Yeah. Didn't advantage Manly, but he's supposed to at least get close to it. Menzies. Showed the ball to Williamson. Still has that arms free. Very difficult man to get down to the ground. Stacey Jones there with Mannering. And they go the short side. Williamson to Terry Hill. A solid tackle. Two of the oldest blokes in the comp, Ruben Wiki and Terry Hill. They pat each other on the back. Kennedy now towards over the 30. He keeps backing his way, still going arm free. And none of the support players were ready for it. They were setting up for the next play. Here's Heckenberg. Jumping high was Nathan Fiend. Last tackle. Monahan's to the left, Williamson to the right. They go to Monahan. Watmow trying to stay on side. Here's the chase in the in-goal area. Vadavai has lost it. Did he force it? Did Watmow get it down?
Nick, that'll be the 5th and last. That'll be the last tackle. Just check that the Warriors played him grounded before he lost it.
Vadavai's having a shocker to start. He may not have got it down. It just slipped out the back, but you'd suggest that he did. But the way he started the game, Wayne, maybe Manly have come up with their second try.
Well, he's a young player. He looks a lot older than what he is. He's only 19, 20 years of age, a young player, and he is a confidence player, definitely. Now, it was a well-weighted kick there from Monahan. Looks as though Watmow's onside. I don't think there's a problem there at all. Now, it's a matter of whether Vadavai gets downward pressure on the football, or firstly gets control of the football, and it doesn't look like he's got control of the football there, and Watmow comes through. If Watmow gets downward pressure on this, I think that's a try.
Hopefully he's learnt the lesson there too. No try, the goal line dropout forced by Vadavai. Luckily, he fell over the football. Just dive on it, force it, kick it over the dead ball line, do whatever you want if you're not going to return it to the field to play.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's a big gamble trying to pick the ball up in goal when there's players coming through like that to try and get it back in the field of play. It's too high a risk option.
The restart from Fiend, straight to Kennedy. And the form he's in, it's one bloke you wouldn't want to be kicking the ball to.
But one guy who he's got his arms free a couple of times and hasn't had the support players there, he's going to miss Brett Stewart tonight. Brett Stewart really sniffs off Ben Kennedy, and they've worked up a tremendous combination, attacking combination this year.
Monahan to Heckenberg, ordinary missed tackle from Fiend, and Heckenberg almost backs his way over the goal line. Randall's in at acting half. Long ball to Monahan. Coming through was Jason King, but he was in front of the man. And Monahan hit in the ribs from behind by Monty Beetham. That would have shaken him up a little bit. Slowly to his feet. 5 out from the line. Kennedy, he's a danger. Ruben Wiki with the tackle. Kennedy standing, looking to offload. Hicks had run through early. Last tackle here for Manly. 9 out from the line. Randall with the kick. Watmow chasing again. Famuina has it covered. Gets it back into the field of play. And did well not to be forced back into the in-goal area by Randall and Kennedy. Now here's some hard work for the Warriors. Good tackle, Watmow forcing him back with King. Who's going to put their hand up here for the New Zealand side? They're 2 out from their own line. And they've got the 5'8" taking it forward again. Ruben Wiki's playing almost out at left centre. Now the right centre takes it forward.
Yeah, good defensive set from Manly as well. They're jamming up their defensive line, trying to shut this go forward down from the Warriors. But the Warriors getting physical with Manly and got up to a reasonable position.
There's a forward now kicking the last Famuina. Just seems to be disjointed attack here from the Warriors. Kennedy was hurt in the tackle he made. Up slowly to his feet. Watmow also walking back. Well, here's Donald. He's made the break. Well, they won't catch him, I don't think. Brett Webb's got some pace and does round him up. 20 metres out from the line. A couple of Manly players really struggling in back play. Kennedy and Watmow. Now it comes to Monahan. He's got Randall with him. Looking for a runner. Running across field. Heckenberg. He's only got Menzies on his outside. He's now got Stevenson. Vadavai with the tackle. The Warriors in a little bit of trouble here. 15 metres out from the line. Slow play the ball from Menzies. Stevenson settles. Kennedy seems to be back in action, so too Watmow. Maddai at acting half. Sloppy play the ball. Monahan. Ordinary work there. Now it bounces nicely for Hildo. Donald will go for the corner. Can he get past Stacey Jones? No. Mannering there also. A couple of metres out from the goal line. Randall went the blind side. Was it knocked down by the Warriors? Last tackle not played out, says the referee. Jones was in there as well. Monahan, crossfield kick. This has been charged down by Price. Awkward bounce from Maddai, straight into the hands of Torpy. Knock on by the Warriors.
Went forward. Went backwards from Manly, knock on here. There it is here, knock on.
I think he did.
No, it didn't. Here we go.
Nathan Fiend doing his best, but the referee's made the decision, saying that the number 3, Clinton Torpy, lost the football, so they're under pressure again, the Warriors. Monahan to Terry Hill. About 18 metres out from the line. Webb with the tackle. Menzies at acting half. Here's Williamson. Takes the line on. Great tackle there from Ruben Wiki. Here comes Heckenberg. They wait for him. They didn't come off their line. He's almost over. Forced back in the tackle in the end by Price and also Monty Beetham. Guttenbill in there as well. Monahan back inside. Kennedy slipping. 6 metres away from the goal line. Monahan kicking. Watmow chasing again. Has it got too much on it? Just too much. 20-metre restart.
Well, it was on for all money out there. The Warriors were slow to turn around. The big outside back slow to turn around. If it had been a metre shorter, well, not even a metre, if it had been 10 centimetres shorter, it would have been a try. But look for more of that tonight, because the Warriors outside backs are very slow to turn and chase those balls in goal.
Looks like Carl Tamata on the field. In fact, it is. And he's come off. Looks like Aidan Goodenbeal is off for the Warriors after 14 minutes. Beetham. And there's Goodenbeal leaving the field. Doesn't look to be injured. Interesting change, maybe Tony Kemp after a spark, because they are a little bit flat at the moment. The Warriors, particularly here in attack, they're all in a straight line, as you can see there. They're attacking, that's not the defensive side, the Warriors. Webb, now Wiki, Mannering with the kick. Was Todd Byrne in front of the kicker? Doesn't matter, Hicks has picked it up and made the tackle. The referee says it was fine. And now Manly struggling to get back. They need a big set here, the Warriors.
Well, Manly haven't experienced a couple of sets down this end. Well, sorry, this is the first set they've had coming off their line down this end. So it's going to be a real test for them, because they've got to get physical against the Warriors, getting over the advantage line down here. Need to get in a good field position to put the kick in.
Kennedy has been doing plenty of work. Monahan, if you look there at the possession, there's a mistake from Manly. Williamson's dropped it. 66% to Manly, and nearly 70% of the game being played at the Warriors end. They finally get some football inside the Manly 20. That's the first tackle that had the ball inside the Manly 20 this particular match. And had 16 minutes of play almost. Price will play. And Menzies has fallen over after being struck by Price. The referee says it was nothing. Stacey Jones straight through. Can he get it down? I'm not sure he did. Chris Hicks has saved a try, but did he strip it? And has.
Just check if Stacey Jones wasn't stripped one-on-one and it's gone backwards, and they're not going to try.
Nathan Feen has picked that ball up after it was stripped. I think it was Nathan Feen, but Stacey Jones too easy through the gap. He's saying it's a try. I don't think he got it down here, Wayne. Chris Hicks has saved it here. The ball, one-on-one. He's stolen it. It's a wrestle. It's come out. It's not. It's Carl Tamata. Did he get it down? There he got it down there, but did he knock it on before that? I don't think there's any doubt that Famuina has forced it.
Yep.
Mick Stone, I don't think he was tackled, Hicks. I think the still there you go, try. And that's fair enough too. But how easy did Stacey Jones get through here? Their first opportunity inside the Manly 20. They've come up with a try. Here comes Monahan to speak to the referee.
Hicks never moved his arms.
Well, he stole it. That's it. Benefit of the doubt, Mark. That's the benefit of the doubt.
How's it a benefit of the doubt?
Well, that's what it is. That's what the video referee's rule, Mark.
Well, this is what Michael Monahan is complaining about, I think, but didn't look any problem there. Menzies took a dive, trying to get a penalty there, milked a penalty, but Manly out on the edge of the ruck there, opened up, and Stacey Jones went through. He thought, I know I've bombed it, but anyhow, in the end, Michael Stone says that's a try.
Stacey Jones converts the try, and I know that Manly not happy. Michael Monahan speaking to the referee, and Des Hasler in the box next to us isn't happy. I can hear that from here, but I don't have a problem there, Wayne. I mean, the tackle still going. I can't say that that's a tackle. You can't.
No, I think that's a case where you've got to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacking side anyway. So,
I mean, if Manly scored down the other end on the similar scenario, they'd be blowing up if it wasn't awarded. It was one of those ones where you're going to argue either way, aren't you?
Michael Monahan should be blowing up at the poor defence on the edge of the ruck. What now? And Ben Kennedy not talking on the edge of the ruck, and Stacey Jones is through the dummy and sliced straight through.
And didn't they need that too, the Warriors? After a very poor start. So it's the only family winner with the first try. Webb on the outside of Terry Hill. Where's the support? Straight past Hicks. He's still looking for support. Mannering tackled by Menzies. He gets up and goes again. Play on, says the referee. Still going, Simon Mannering. They're under pressure now here, Manly. The Warriors have a sniff of another try. Stacey Jones. Can he conjure something? Great tackle there on Ruben Ricky. Menzies once again. This time with Chad Randall. Jones. Now Famuina. He straightens, runs at Watmo. He makes the tackle 5 metres away from the goal line. Jones. Too easy to Price. Well, that was just as easy as the last try as Ruben Wiki scores. That was a training drill. 10-6 the Warriors over Manly. Manly's goal line defence is non-existent.
And it all came off the back of a Warriors bust down their left side attack. Brent Webb, plenty of speed here. It's a show and go, and he hits the accelerator. Steve Menzies, as is usually the case, comes from nowhere and makes the tackle to shut down that attacking raid, but they had the numbers out wide when they hit it backwards, and it was just catch and pass. Well, there's a little bit of evidence there that it may have been a forward pass from Steve Menzies to Steve Price, but it was still soft defence there from the Manly side, and the Warriors, they're pretty happy, but gee, dreadful defence.
Brent Kite getting ready to come on for Manly, and Stacey Jones adds another 2 and keeps adding to his club record total of points for the Warriors. There's the 21, Brent Kite back. Thought his season was just about over when he suffered a knee injury a couple of weeks back, but he is back, and he is replacing, looks like Chad Randall coming off the field as well. Shane Dunley's going on, so Des Hasler reacting. So Kite is on, and he is replacing Jason King, and Chad Randall is off, and Dunley is on.
The disappointing thing for Manly is that the Warriors have only been down at the Manly line, visited the Manly line twice, and come up with 2 tries. So their goal line defence is very, very ordinary. Last week against Cronulla, we saw how disjointed it can be at times, and there are signs that they're still suffering the ill effects of that type of defence from last week.
Well, as it stands at the moment, there's every club bar about 3 still in line for the top 8. Of course, if Manly get beaten tonight, it just gives a lifeline to the Roosters, the Bulldogs, the Panthers.
Well, there'll be plenty of clubs cheering the Warriors on, I know that for sure.
The Raiders are also in there, so 12 of the 15. Still, there's some hope at the moment, but there's still a long way to go. Still an hour of this game left. Now Jones looking for the corner. Hicks has it covered. It's a great kick from Stacey Jones. And they corner him inside the 10 and force him back. What are the Warriors going to do next year without Stacey Jones?
Well, that's the big question. I mean, he was a little bit quiet at the start of the year, but he really has got better and better and back to his genuine form as the season has unfolded. Unfortunately for him, his great form hasn't been paralleled by any real success with the Warriors.
Kite. There's a good run from Brent Kite. Iafeka Paliasina getting ready to come on for the Warriors. Dunley out of acting half, trying to spark something. On comes Kylie Luluai. So another change being made. Inside the 40 from Monahan. That could be out on the full. If he puts his foot on the touchline and catches it on the full, we go back to inside the 40.
Does he know the rule? That's the thing, Potsy.
I don't know. Now, Brent Webb up to the halfway line. Maybe he was we're a long way from there. He might have been nowhere near the touchline either.
Parallax error, they call it, don't they?
Didn't bring the dictionary. There's Daniel Heckenberg coming off. Now, Wiki and a solid tackle from Williamson and Menzies over the top as well. Starting to stiffen up a little bit here. Paliasina over the 30. There it is. Stephen Menzies, the main offender there, if you can call it an offence, as Stacey Jones puts it high in the air. Here's a tester for Stevenson. Vadavai there as well. Stevenson's lost it and knocked on by the Warriors as well.
Over here.
In the end, Paul Stevenson never went to that football with any confidence whatsoever.
No, it was poor technique. He didn't get his shoulder, turn his body and get his shoulder in it correctly. Attempted to, but just wasn't in the right position. But it was good pressure by Manu Vadavai there. He started the game poorly, but he's looking to get some brownie points back against his opposition.
Here's Jones. Golden opportunity again for the Warriors. Found a winner. Top mate. Terry Hill. Stacey's given him a pass. It was pretty ordinary. Now Stacey Jones. This is Tamata. Just a couple of metres away from the goal line. Jones across field. Famuina running behind Wiki. Did he obstruct Monahan? A couple of metres away from the goal line. Right in line with that left-hand upright. Amuina plays it. Fiend back inside to Paliasina. Williamson there making the tackle. The human wrecking machine. Jones crossfield kick again. Here comes Vadavai, but not even he can reach it. Stacey Jones has kicked it out on the full. That was a set play for Vadavai to catch it on the fly.
Yeah, and much better defensive set there. Terry Hill, full force in that tackle, and here it was a poorly directed kick there by Stacey Jones, and his kicking game over the last couple of weeks has been outstanding as well.
Jeff Tooby had a play on that too and made no attempt to catch it. Menzies. Plenty of support here for the Warriors. Of course, there's a large Kiwi contingent that live in the Manly area. Menzies plays it. A few of the Warriors players could have been pinged for offside, but the referee saying that Menzies had shortened the 10 and gave him an opportunity to get back. Is Kennedy almost through? Got that ball free again. Surely someone from the Manly side will realise that Kennedy is making those breaks. There's the kick from Monahan. It's a good one because Webb was up in the line. He gets back there, an awkward bounce for him. Past Monahan though, away from Maddai. And Dunley tidies him up and Watmo comes in to assist. There's Vadavai. Just got a feeling that these changes that Des Hasler has made for Manly have sparked them a little bit. As Kite makes that tackle. Paliasina. Mark Bryant getting ready to come on for Manly also. So plenty of changes being made by Des Hasler. Torpy had Korpu in the inside. Manly believing that Torpy had lost the football. The touch judge said no. Paliasina, you can't put him down. Bulawai and Kennedy wrapping him up. Slow play the ball though. Here's Stacey Jones with a little kick. Hicks was way back. Jones gets the bounce. Kicks again, gets a checkered passage. Pressure here for Stevenson. What play from Stacey Jones. He made a couple of blues in the last set, but that was outstanding work. The kick and chase twice.
He's been doing a lot of this over recent weeks, Stacey Jones, capitalising on that space behind the line. And it was a well-weighted initial kick, but the second kick was perfectly placed as well. Just got checkered in his run through, but in outstanding form at the moment, little general.
Mark Bryant coming on, the fourth interchange being made by Manly. Looks like Williamson is the player who's come from the field. Webb takes it well. There's Stephen Price with him. Dunley saying he's got the hand stuck. There's Paliasina getting as deep as we normally see him and getting those legs pumping. He's also playing his last game for the Warriors. Fiend out of acting half. Tamata runs the decoy, so too does Korpu. Now to Torpy. Torpy inside the Vadavai. They almost run over the top of each other. Did he get the ball on the goal line? He's lost the football. Held up, says the referee. Tackle number 3. Well, they butchered that, the Warriors. They got in each other's way.
Yeah, well, it was definitely on here, but great work by Chris Hicks to come across and get his body underneath the football. Did he? Well, I think he did. I think the referee got the call right. The touch judge was right on position.
That's tackle number 3. He's still got an opportunity. Stacey Jones. Tamata slipping, but able to throw the ball back to no one. Now Famuina. They've lost 20 metres. Mannering, quick hands to Todd Byrne. Back to Mannering. Runs at Terry Hill. What a test for the youngster. Simon Mannering playing just his 7th first grade game up against Terry Hill. Jones inside to Price. Now it's the last tackle here for the Warriors. Menzies with the tackle. Stevenson will be under pressure again. Crossfield kick. Better weighted this time from Vadavai. He can't get a hand to it. Knocked on by Torpy, says the referee. Changeover.
Well, it was a perfect kick once again there from Stacey Jones. I think the referee got the call right. I think the ball travelled forward after it was knocked out by Manu Vadavai, but they obviously feel that they've identified a weakness in Paul Stevenson under the high ball, and they're going to test him throughout the course of this night.
Oh, gee, Vadavai is almost a foot tall.
Yeah, he is.
Well, Dunley has passed to Luluai, who is going to his left, and Dunley passed to the right, and the Warriors have come up with possession, and Manly under pressure again, 11 out from half-time, and the Warriors can really make them pay here. They've got 6 tackles inside the Manly 10. Paliasina runs at Dunley, who makes the tackle. Fiend coming into acting half. They've got the numbers to the left if they can get it out wide. Stacey Jones, they're trying to back their way over the goal line with Ruben Wiki. They're still struggling, Manly, although they've regrouped. Jones. Tamata running the decoy. Straight through, and that was too easy for Waringi Korpu. The Warriors are in. The mistake was made by Manly, and really, it was just a matter of time. 16-6 with a kick to come. The Roosters, the Raiders, the Bulldogs and the Panthers, they're still alive at the moment.
Well, they certainly are, and you can't afford to give the Warriors back-to-back sets such as Manly is doing on their goal line. And it's exactly the same position, the same players involved in this one. Watmo I'm talking about, that was involved in the last try that Stacey Jones sliced through. They've got a real problem, 2 and 3 out from the play of the ball. They're not communicating and they're not getting off their line quick enough, the Manly side.
But that mistake from Dunley, turning possession over, and the Warriors have taken full advantage. Manu Vadavai changing his boots in back play as Stacey Jones adds the extra points, and it's 18 points to 6 as we see it again.
And just running a line back into the hole, and there was a big hole there that opened up for Korpu, and essentially soft defence from Manly. They can't afford to give the ball or turn the ball over down their end of the field against this Warriors side, because they're just too big and strong and creating gaps, running the gaps and creating opportunities and holes at will.
Here comes Paliasina with the return of the football. And the Warriors, if they can score again before half-time, this is going to be hard for Manly. The Warriors have won their last 3 here at Brookvale. And what about Manu Vadavai? He's got 2 different boots on there. He's changed boots. I mean, if there's a problem with your boots, surely there's a problem with boots if you need new grip or whatever.
I think that's the fashion. They just have different colours on their boots.
Yep, now Webb across field. Chance here for the Warriors if Daniel Winner can straighten. He back to Webb, who took the tackle. 1 grey, 1 black for Manu Vadavai. Stacey Jones. Not a great kick from Stacey. Todd Burns watched it bounce. He got the bounce. Back to Mannering. He's under pressure. He's got to get rid of it. It's the last tackle. Does he know? It's popped out the back. They keep it alive. Burners kicked it. Well, Terry Hill's come up with it.
Well, it's justice anyway, because the pass to Mannering was about a metre forward. The referee and the touch judge were in no position to rule on it, but fortunately for Manly, they get possession.
Halfway line with possession. He's really swung around. When the last time we showed it to you, there's a penalty. Warriors offside. When we last had a look at it, Wayne, it was almost that way the other way.
Yeah, it was. They've just had back-to-back sets off the back of some Manly errors. Now, Manly just need to get some possession down this end of the field, and they're going to score tries against the Warriors. The Warriors' defence is scratchy.
Hicks at acting hard, but no one to pass to. Monahan wanted it, but Hicks took it himself, and the shoulders of Monahan slumped, who comes round to the left-hand side, receives the football. Watmo runs at the gap, and the tackle was made, and it had to be made by Sione Faumuina. They're in trouble here to the Warriors to the left. Ordinary ball, though, to Maddai, who juggled and then lost it forward.
Fourth tackle, Phil's got a scrum.
The harder they try, the worse it's getting for Manly at the moment.
Well, it's just a poor option to run the short side on that occasion. The Warriors had 4 players in a 15-metre blind side, and Manly decided to run the ball on that occasion. They were short on the far side, and this is where I think Manly are struggling in terms of a 5'8", because Monahan hasn't got an assistant general out there who's looking to see when the options are on out wide.
It's just Monahan on one side of the ruck, and that's it.
That's it. Steve Menzies, the back rower, is playing at 5'8", doing his best, but hasn't got the vision required.
15 metres out from their own line, the Warriors, as we approach that all-important 5-minute mark before half-time. I know we say it each week, but it's such an important part of the game. So many tries have scored in this time frame. And should it be the Warriors on this occasion, as Paliacina takes it forward and Hopno is making the tackle, it could be the end for Manly tonight. If they score, they're well and truly back in the match. As it played out by Manly as Paliacina puts Jones under pressure. And they're lifting here Manly just before the break, and the Warriors are struggling to get out of their own end as Price takes it forward. The captain trying to lead the way. Last tackle. Jones from outside his 40. Now to Hicks. Pushes away from Foon. Away from Jones.
Surrender! Back and hold, Warriors, hold, Warriors.
They haven't had much ball down the Warriors' end of the field, Manly, but you get the feeling that they can get back-to-back sets down there. There's going to be plenty of points in them, but it's a matter of them controlling possession and getting into a position where they can force the line drop out and get some sustained pressure on the Warriors.
They can't pick the football up here, Manly. They finally do through Monahan. In the last 5 minutes, the game has turned into a very messy affair. It's like no team quite knows what to do to get a win at the moment.
Well, they both just look disorganised at the moment. Both of them are looking to the players alongside them to create opportunities, and no one's really stepping up to the plate and saying, listen, I'm going to run the show.
Well, Manly has only won 1 of their last 8, and the Warriors have lost their last 4 as Monahan puts it high. Webb is under it. Menzies, I thought, was impeded. Although he doesn't complain to the referee. Maybe he was just pushed out and jostled for the football. Mannering. As I mentioned, the Warriors have lost their last 4 straight. They've lost 6 of their last 8. Manly have lost 7 of their last 8. And then returning to the football field is Owen Guttenbeil. There's the first interchange made by Tony Kemp. He's with the football now. And Monahan comes up with a good tackle. Very flat there, the Warriors. An easy meet for the Manly defence. Clinton Torpy, I like the mouth stuff every time he goes into acting half near a touchline.
It is, but he's very good at a dummy half and makes good yardage as he did on that occasion.
There's the kick from Fiend, covered by Scott Donald. 10 short of halfway. 3 minutes out from the break. Can Manly get a try just before half-time? Terry Hill plays it just a metre short of halfway. This is Brent Kite. Haven't seen much football this end of the field in recent times, Manly. Here's the kick, the chase from Stevenson. Vadavai didn't read it very well. Perfect bounce to Paul Stevenson, and Manly are in for a vital try just before half-time. Great vision from Michael Monahan and great execution.
Yeah, tremendous tactics there from Des Hasler and Michael Monahan. They've identified that Manu Vadavai is very slow to turn around. They've put the ball behind him a couple of times in goal already tonight. On this occasion, they'd elect to go to the air. Gets a great bounce from Stevenson, chasing through. It was a set play, comes up with the try that they desperately needed leading up to half-time. Stevenson, perfect bounce, puts himself in position to score the try. And Monahan, it was a perfectly weighted kick by the skipper as well.
18 points to 10. But you mentioned earlier in the match too, Wayne, that because they are so slow to turn and chase the Warriors, we could expect more of that from Manly, but they haven't had field position to do it. They did on that occasion, and they've come up with a try. Here's Hicks. His first kick tonight, not his best effort. He hooked it, and so the score remains 18 points to 10. The Warriors over Manly, but a vital try for them just before half-time with 60 seconds left on the clock.
Well, it was a confidence-boosting try, because if they didn't score before half-time, I just think their confidence was really going to struggle in terms of going into the second half. They had no momentum at all in the back half of this first half, and you can just see them at half-time struggling to lift themselves. But Des Hasler's got plenty to work with now on the back of that try.
So Nathan Feen.
Phil Stadium, the kicker, while he kicks it.
30 seconds left, so a couple of tackles here for Manly. Do they play it safe, or do they try and do something in these last two plays of the first half? Luluai. Kennedy getting in at first receiver, pushing Monahan out of the way. Dunley out of acting half, throwing the dummy. We'll get one more tackle. Can we expect a kick here? Webb playing very, very shallow. Monahan kicking for the pace of Scott Donald. Todd Byrne is back there, and the ball will find the touchline. The chase was on, and he couldn't quite make it. Half-time here at Brookvale. Sean Hempstead about to signal time on for the second half. The Warriors defending the southern end of Brookvale Oval and lead by 18 points to 10. Manly, if they win tonight, will confirm a spot in the top 8. At the moment, there's a couple of teams watching on, still alive in the premiership. That could all change in the next 40 minutes. Like Tomato taking a knock there, can't get to his feet. Took a heavy knock as he went up to make the tackle. He's still struggling to get back in the defensive line. They're about to run straight at him. As Kinga's tackle just short of halfway. Ruben Wiki, the defender. Monahan inside to Kennedy. Dive into Warriors territory. Monahan under pressure from Price. Straight to Webb.
Well, Des Hasler certainly fired up the Manly side at half-time. They've come out breathing fire in this second half. They're aggressive running.
Webb taken out by Kennedy after he passed the football. The Warriors players aren't happy with it. They're screaming to the touch judge. It'll be interesting to see whether there was too much in it. Tamata's coming off for the Warriors. They're having to make a change in the first minute of the second half. Monty Bootham coming on. Webb's in all sorts of trouble in back play. The trainer's asking for the referee to stop the game as Guttenbill takes it forward, and here it is. He had well and truly passed that. Kevin Campion speaking to the referee, telling him to stop it, but Webb's back up on his feet. So what Kevin Campion's doing, telling the referee to stop the game when the player's back in position. What a start to the second half. The touch judge will come on at the first break, you would suggest. Not sure that we'll go all that way back for the penalty. So the Warriors have kicked it away. Now they've got it. Here come the touch judges.
Yep.
It's going to be against Ben Kennedy. We're going all the way back.
Yep.
It was late.
Right, Ben.
Well, it's a matter of whether Ben Kennedy was committed to the tackle. Now, at full speed, that's slow motion we're looking at here. At full speed, I think Ben Kennedy was committed to the tackle. I mean, it's touch and go. It's one of those line ball decisions. But in slow motion, bang, I thought, what happens there? If Webb throws a dummy and goes himself, Kennedy pulls out the tackle.
After the ball has gone from the tackle player, he's taken the player late, had a chance to pull out and didn't.
And it was high.
No, it wasn't high.
It was high. Right, it's a shoulder.
No, it was committed.
Yep, right away, it's a penalty, right? Right? Yeah, I saw it all right. Too right, it's a penalty. It's a penalty.
Well, I think that's a tough call. I think he was committed to the tackle. So we're looking at slow motion there. Normal speed, Ben Kennedy's committed to the tackle. And I don't think it was a penalty.
Well, here it is at normal speed. He's taken a step and a half.
Yeah, but I'm saying if Brett Webb throws the dummy and goes himself and Kennedy doesn't go through with the tackle, well, you know, they end up way upfield again and Kennedy gets his butt kicked by the coach.
Was given the Warriors possession again. Manly having some defensive work to do, and as I mentioned, while all that was happening, Tamata, one of the second tackle of the second half, took a knock, and this man Monty Bootham had to come on from mid-change a minute into the second half, and that's something that the coach Tony Kemp won't be too happy having to burn an interchange there, and there's a penalty inside the 10.
No, you weren't. You weren't up.
Mark Bryant was the man. They're going to kick for touch. Nathan Feen finding it about 14 metres out from the line. Here's Ruben Wiki winding up. Dunley with the tackle. Feen running across field links with Jones. They've got numbers here, the Warriors. And Warner straightens and goes himself and is tackled by Kennedy and also Watman. They force him back and finally get him to ground. Jones. Now it's back to Webb. Here's Mannering. The man in defence has him covered, although Hill bounces away and needs some assistance from Donald. They're just a metre away from the line. Also there was Menzies. Jones had to wait for it. Now it goes back to Nathan Feen. Famuina puts the ball on the ground. Stevenson across, takes it well. Can't get it back into the field to play, though. It'll be a goal line dropout.
Yeah, good defensive set there from Manly, and this could be a set that could make or break Manly's season. If they can shut the Warriors out here and get possession, then they could very well put themselves back into position to go on and win the match. The Warriors score here, they're going to be very, very hard to stop from winning this match.
Here comes Stephen Price, bouncing away from Dunley and Menzies. I don't think Price and Ruben Wiki have been interchanged tonight. Can't remember them being off the field. Here's Wiki, another front rower. He played on the ground injured. Getting up slow to his feet was Mark Bryant, which meant the Warriors had half an opening, and dropping the football was Mannering.
Well, that's great work there.
His face.
Great work there by Manly to shut the Warriors down. They've been getting off their line since half-time. They've been getting off their line, getting in the face of the Warriors ball carriers, and it's frustrating the Warriors. They just need to get some decent field position now.
Kennedy, as Luke Williamson is getting ready to come back on for Manly, as Kennedy gets his feet. Charge down again from Price on Monahan, into his back. Chris Hicks gets across and almost puts a foot into touch. The referee's calling hands off. He was held and they forced him into touch.
No, put your hand down, you drag him over. Put your hand down and drag him over.
The player dived on the football.
Yeah, well,
there's a tackle made there. That's it.
They're complaining about a voluntary tackle, the Warriors.
They shouldn't have put
They
their
should
hand
have
on
just,
him.
exactly, they should have just stayed there and watched him. And they could have come up with a penalty themselves, the Warriors.
Bryant. Monahan. Price. Bryant coming off as Luke Williamson is coming back on for Manly. Dunley has been on the 15-minute mark, maybe close to the 20. Monahan to the line, long cut-off ball, Stevenson down the touchline. Vadavai comes across, he kicks Webb. Safety first over the dead ball line, taking no chances.
Well, they're really sharp since the half-time break, Manly. And once again here they go to Vadavai's wing. The kick infield was an awkward-looking kick from Stevenson, but perfectly weighted. They get an opportunity now to sustain pressure on the Warriors from the line dropout.
Nathan Feen with the restart. He slips as he kicks it, so it's not the best kick, but in the end, bounced awkwardly, and Jason King returns it. It's over the 30-metre line. So an opportunity here for Manly. They trail by 8. Williamson. A win, and they are definitely in the 8. A loss, and they're walking a tightrope for another 7 days. Dunley had no one to pass to. Was taken to the tackle by Gutenberg. 20 metres out from the Warriors line. Monahan had Hicks back on his inside. Heckenberg coming back for Manly. We're about to see Louis Anderson for the first time as well for the Warriors, as Kite takes it forward. Inside the 10 he goes. Gutenberg with the tackle. Monahan. Players running everywhere. The ball on the ground and then forward, says the referee. The crowd thinks it's a try. The referee has said forward, changeover.
Yeah, there's no doubt the pass went forward from Michael Monaghan. He just was lacking runners. He was looking for people to run pass the ball to. In the end, it was a poor pass, and they really have let the Warriors off the hook. The Warriors out wide, both sides of the field look to be struggling, but Manly just can't seem to get the ball out there quick enough.
Ruben Wiki coming off what I'm sure is his first break of the game. Louis Anderson, the man going on. That's him playing the football now is Price. Able to offload back to Fiend. Jones. Amuina. Korpu to the halfway line. Tackled by Monaghan. Watmo in there as well. And here's Webb kicking for the corner. Donald has to get back. In goal area, Hicks has it covered. Donald tries to assist as Mannering slips. And the tackle there of Anderson. Donald. Penalty against the Warriors inside the 10.
Yeah, well, they were definitely offside on this occasion. The crowd certainly let referee Sean Hampstead know. It's a big crowd here tonight as well, cheering on the Eagles, and they're responding to the calls, responding to the atmosphere.
Monaghan to Menzies. And Torpy in there to make the tackle. Heckenberg almost breaking through for the tackle of Bootham, but Finn was there to tidy it up. There's Watmo. Good pass there to Maddow. Stevenson had to wait for the football. It slowed his momentum. And the Warriors' defence was able to cover it up with Clinton Torpy. Monaghan. Twice. Almost through. Standing though. Dunley. Warriors player injured on the ground. Almost intercepted by Byrne. Touch. 6 to go. Donald steps inside Byrne. Away from Anderson. Can't get away from Beacon now, although he was able to get back to his feet. That's 0. Terry Hill screaming for the tackle count to restart. The referee had already done it. Now Kennedy. Can he get the ball down? He's being forced into the in-goal area. Did he get it down? I think he has. Somehow Ben Kennedy has got that football down, and Manly will be able to get back to it in 2. Ben Kennedy scores his second for the night. With a kick to come, the Warriors lead 18-14.
Well, it's almost a superhuman effort here by Ben Kennedy. He runs into the meat of the Warriors forwards. They come there in numbers, but full marks to Shane Dunley, who gives a little bit of assistance in the end. Ben Kennedy somehow gets his arms free. The ball's all locked up. Looks like it's going to be held up over the line, and somehow he pops his arm out. Bang, down, gets down with pressure. That's a try, and the Eagles, they're really flying at the moment.
10 metres out, just to the right of the uprights. Luke Williamson. 28 minutes of play remaining, so plenty of time left, and it's 2 points the difference. Missed goal from Chris Hicks just before half-time when Williamson was on the bench. The difference between the two sides at the moment. And watch here, the defence, there was numbers there. Those two making the tackle, and Stephen Price comes in.
Well, there was 4 of them in the end. 5 of them. Stacey Jones comes in as well. Somehow Ben Kennedy manages to get his arms free and get downward pressure on the football, and that in itself was a magnificent effort.
Fiend with the restart. So back-to-back tries for Manly. One just before half-time, and that one there to Ben Kennedy, who scored the first try of the game. Has Des Hasler feeling a little bit more optimistic. The referee said that tackle was fine. Nathan Fiend on Heckenberg. Here's Kite. Working his way up towards the 40-metre line. Dunley acting hard. Here's Kennedy again. Had Fiend arm free, looking for support. Hicks was on his right. He was looking to the left. Dunley. Menzies. Menzies almost through. In fact, he's trying to break the tackle. They're in trouble here, the Warriors. Manly are surging home. Last tackle, Monaghan high to the wing of Vaduvai. Here come the chasers. Vadavai's lofted the balls on the ground and went backwards. And the tidies up for the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors really rattled at the moment. Manly winning the contest in the play the ball. They're slowing down the Warriors' play the ball speed, and they're getting over the advantage line in numbers. The Warriors, another mistake.
Todd Byrne with the error.
Yeah, well, that was just the force of the tackle there, dislodged the football. Quite legal. Now Manly on a roll, and the Warriors well and truly rattled.
Just keep yourself straight, fellas. This time, net Warriors, Manly's got the feed. I'm going to run lock screen, getting Ben Kenny. It's out.
Monahan, now Menzies. Looking for some way through. Mannering wraps the football up. Lee Beethan comes in as well. And Webb was there to make the tackle initially. Hicks dummies to Kennedy. Now Monahan turns it into Heckenberg. They're inside the 10-metre zone. Manly trail by 2. A win. They're in the 8. And they end the season for about 4 clubs. Slowish play the ball. Monahan finally to his feet. Watmo turns the ball back to Kite. Goes for the corner. He's still going. Can he get it down? He's over the line. He's forced back. He's oh so close. Torpy with the tackle. Now Monahan kicking. The bounce for Hicks. No. Webb gets it and saves the day for the Warriors.
Yeah, great positional play there by Brent Webb.
What about the pass from Stacey Jones?
Nothing's going right for them, mate. They're walking around the Warriors forwards. They're out on their feet. Their big backs have got to get in and help out. Try and clear the ball from their line. Look at them, they're screaming at each other, looking for runners.
Well, they're making 2 interchange at the moment, so they're 2 forwards down. Because coming from the field was Anderson, who's only been on there for about 3 minutes. Or there's an injury to a Manly player, as the Warriors have dropped it. Dunley reeled from the tackle. So too Williamson. Dunley can't get to his feet. Just there in back play, you see him. Clash of heads with a couple of teammates. Terry Hill. Stacey Jones must have been close to being offside. As Ruben Wiki, who's back on, had very little breather. Chad Randall getting ready to come on for Dunley. And Watmo has dropped the football when Dunley wasn't there in back play. He's coming off. Randall's coming on. Here's the clash of heads. Bang.
Yeah, it was a heavy clash too. And as a result of that clash, you pointed out that Dunley was not in a position to go into dummy half. Watmo goes into dummy half, and they spill possession.
They tried to make the interchange then, but because it's at a scrum, Dunley has to go back on. Chad Randall waiting to come on. And the Warriors, they are just hanging on at the moment, and that's all they're doing. And now Dunley staying on to help defend as Maddai tries to wrap up Torpy and does so. Chad Randall is coming back to the bench. Just over 14,000 here at Brookvale for this game. Stacey Jones is last for the Warriors, and one that could have Manly confirming their position in the top 8. Bootham still pumping those legs, trying to drive forward almost away from Williamson. 23 minutes of play remaining as Price takes it over the halfway line. The Warriors haven't been down this end of the field for most of the second half.
Well, they've been blown off the paddock in this second half. The Eagles have come out with a whole new attitude, a whole new self-belief, and they are really competing in the play of the ball, and that's where they are winning the yardage. It's where the Warriors are struggling to compete, and it was the complete reversal situation in the first half.
Stevenson plays it on his 30. Here's Stephen Menzies. First back in the tackle. And there's Shane Dunley, who's finally been interchanged after that clash of heads. Randall turns it inside to Williamson. Monahan gets his kick away under pressure from Price, who collided with Monahan after he kicked it. Monahan gets up limping. There's Vaduvai. Past Randall, who comes from behind to make a classic tackle around the bootlaces.
Yeah, it was a poor kick from Monahan on that occasion because was in no man's land. It didn't give the wingers enough chance to, the outside back, Scotty Donald in particular, enough chance to chase through. And Brent Webb seems to be defending a little bit deeper in the second half as well, obviously expecting the kick from Michael Monaghan.
Torby towards the halfway line. Stephen Price having a breather. As the kick from Feen from acting half is out on the full. They are doing everything within their power at the moment, the Warriors, to gift this game to Manly. Manly is lifted, no doubt, but the Warriors are self-exploding.
Well, once again, the Warriors failed to get to a completion of their set to force Manly to bring the ball off their line. And Manly now,
Manly's got the feed.
tremendous field position once again.
It's out.
So Manly, Hicks. Up towards the halfway line. That's the second half possession. So Manly dominating 57 to 43 and 63% of the game being played the Warriors' end of the football field. And we're adding to that stat at the moment as Manly in possession in the Warriors' end. And will take its toll towards the end of the game. This Warriors, big Warriors outfit. Here's the kick and chase again, but unfortunately no one chasing for Manly. Webb let it bounce an extra time, and Kennedy was able to pick him up and force him in the in-goal area. Great chase from Kennedy.
Yeah, but Ben Kennedy shouldn't have been the one that was chasing through there. You need your quicker outside backs through there in numbers, because they could have been a chance the way that Brent Webb struggled to pick it up to even get to the football before him. And he's really inspirational. What now they're saying, keep up the great work, Ben. We can win this.
Nathan Feen. Very awkward kick, although it's a nice bounce for Watmo. The Torpy in front of him. Can they hold on here, the Warriors? They've been under enormous pressure in this second half as Matai goes in acting half, trying to catch them napping down the blind side. He almost did that. They go that way again through Randall. Falmuina for the highest tackle. The crowd thought. The referee says it's okay as a replaying advantage. Monaghan to Kite. Aliasuna with the tackle. He's lost the football. Brent Kite lost the football as he got up to play it.
Hey, Ray, fellas, back it up, me.
And that's the error the Warriors were after, because they are just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, sloppy play the ball. Brent Kite lets the Warriors off the hook. But having said that, they have struggled to get to a kick.
Yeah, well, no. I'm not taking any chance after one for the first round, fellas. Luke, at the back, mate. All right, fellas. Hey, why can't wipe me a jersey, mate? Right, come on, get no time for scrum, fellas. Right, in you go, fellas. Come on. No time off for scrums. In you go, PK.
So Luke Williamson told to get out the back to clean the blood, which he did, but then that gave Manly an extra back because he'd finished before the scrum was packed and they've lost the ball. Clinton Torpy saying Stephen Menzies.
Just here.
Well, Manly will open the door again.
Well, once again, the Warriors, poor ball control, failing to get to their kick, failing to get the ball down the other end of the field. They're just playing off their line this whole second half.
Failing to get the first tackle.
Oh,
let's get to tackle one before we worry about the kick.
That's just a good point.
They try and push Manly off the ball with a scrum. Menzies past Famuina. The cover was there from Corpu. They're under pressure again, the Warriors. 5 metres out from the goal line. Randall at acting half. Monaghan. Here's Heckenberg. Tamata with the tackle. Bootham in there as well, so too Wiki. Monaghan. Kennedy runs the decoy. Now Hicks. Surely they're going to score on this occasion. Can he get it down? He's over the goal line, held up. Or did he get it down? Did he get it down? No.
Yep.
We come out 10 on tackle number 3. Hicks.
Well, by the whistle.
Races there.
Yeah, it looked like it was a try for all money, but the Warriors' desperation defence came from everywhere. Try still on if they can get the ball wide.
Got to move closer to the touchline where he was actually held up. Now Brent Kite, a couple of metres short of the goal line. 20 in from this long grandstand touchline here. Hicks, too easy try to Manly. They're in front. Chris Hicks has scored the try. The Warriors defence just held up close to their line, and finally Manly has made the Warriors pay for numerous mistakes. 20-18 with a kick to come.
Yeah, just the weight of possession on their try line there. The Warriors struggled to keep Manly out. It was good work by Chad Randall out of dummy half. Shaped to go to the open side, brought it back to blind side, and Chris Hicks, pretty big for a quick fella, accelerates into the hole. The Warriors weren't talking as a unit in defence. The hole opened up. Chad Randall picked his mark, and Hicks goes over to score the try that puts Manly in front in this match, and they are really on a roll and have been all this second half.
There's Luke Williamson, 100% so far tonight. Very tough kick for him, though, from this western touchline, and Kevin Campion walking past as he's about to kick it. He wouldn't say anything. He might talk to the referee, but he wouldn't say anything to Williamson. As he strikes it, he's kicked the ground behind it. It's almost come back. He didn't quite strike it as nicely as he would like. And so his first miss of the night, but they lead by 2, 20 points to 18. Let's see if the Warriors can lift. Their last game of the year, Stacey Jones's last game for the club. There's 15 minutes of play remaining. Are you good enough, Warriors? Or will Manly confirm their spot in the top 8 and end the season for 4 clubs? Heckenberg runs at Ruben Wiki, who lines him up. Mannering in there also. Kite to the 30. So a couple of good hit-ups here for Manly from the restart. Vital set for them. Here comes Kennedy. We had missed tackles in the second half. 12-1 to the Warriors. That's something you don't want to be leading.
Yeah, well, they just look a lot flatter in this second half. Manly's played the game a lot more up-tempo, and the Warriors have struggled to go with them in the speed of the game. And they've been caught out time after time. Oh, great take in the end by Brent Webb.
That's a circus act. Brent Webb, in the end, he was just playing with it, wasn't he, really? If you look at, just having a look here at the stats, every Warriors forward, 8 through 13, has made 20 tackles or more. There's only one Manly player that's made more than 20 tackles, and that's Watmo with 21.
And it's obviously taking its toll because they do look flat, and laterally in defence, they're being caught out by the guys with the footwork. Ben Kennedy, almost every time he runs the football forward with a bit of a jink, he's getting his arm free and creating problems.
So Jerome Rapati on, Paliasina coming off, and Stephen Price. That's the 10th interchange he made for the Warriors. Webb kicking over the head of Hicks. He has a look to see whether Stevenson is there. Well weighted here by Webb, although Hicks gets back there. Was able to return the football. The crowd thought it was a high-ish tackle. The referee didn't have a problem with it.
Another rap for Chris Hicks. He's done well at fullback. Normally a winger. He's been tested by a pretty accurate kicking game from Stacey Jones tonight, but hasn't been found short at all in this match, and came up with that valuable try only a couple of minutes ago.
13 minutes of play remaining. Watmo towards the 40. Last here for Manly. Randall kicking from acting half. Price tries to charge it down. Didn't get a hand to it, says the referee. And Todd Byrne. Now the Warriors, they can't get back on side.
We have a look at that walking back. There's still 4 or 5 of them still not on side.
Just strolling back there. It's Famuina. In fact, it was Carl Tamata. Famuina about to get the ball. Rapati, he's only just come on the field. He should be fresh. The heavy defensive work in the second half taking its toll. Ruben Wiki runs into the shoulder of Stephen Menzies. Don't do that too often. Stacey Jones. Ball to Todd Byrne. Donald with the tackle, almost forced him into touch. Terry Hill doing his best to try and get the ball from Mannering. Terry Hill giving a spray to the touch judge, lucky not to be penalised for it. Went from Jones to Fiend. They're going wide here, the Warriors, on the last tackle. Keeping it alive, back to Famuina. Is someone going to kick it? He does, just kicks it away, and Hicks will have it covered. Well, it wasn't an inspiring set there from the Warriors.
No, they just looked to be flustered. I mean, the last tackle option, you put the kick in, look to try and get some decent field position. Manly haven't come off their line. In fact, they haven't had the ball inside that 10-metre zone in this second half. They need to get some sustained, decent field position, the Warriors, and that's not the way to do it. Run the ball the last tackle and then kick if caught.
Got an injured Warrior in back play. So we saw Des Hasler getting some instructions downstairs. Morangi Korpu is the man slow to his feet. So Kennedy goes to the side of the field. Korpu should be. And you might just see Korpu coming past now. There he goes. Getting back in the defensive line. Kite coming off and Kylie Lulawai on for Manly. That's their 9th interchange. Todd Byrne getting back for the kick. Here comes Menzies chasing. Well done, Todd Byrne.
And smart play there from Michael Monaghan as well. He realises the Warriors are struggling. They're not getting back quick enough to help. The forwards aren't getting back quick enough to help clear the football off their line. So the smaller backs are having to do it, do the hard yardage. And the Manly defence is compressed and forcing them back, as we can see there.
Guttenbill getting ready to come on for the Warriors. And that will be their 11th interchange, I think. It might be for the man who got injured. A couple of tackles back. Morangi Korpu. Jones, they go wide. Webb. Ball now to Mannering. He's got Byrne on his outside. He's got Donald to beat. Who makes the tackle? Terry Hill. They try and force him into touch. You don't get much closer to the touchline than that without going out. It's going to be Clinton Torpey coming from the field. He's able to kick, turning the ball over inside their own half. Not sure that was the play then.
Well, Stacey Jones didn't have any options. He hasn't got an option kicker. There was pressure put on him. And out wide, we can see Steve Mathai in the background under a fair bit of, or in a fair bit of trouble at the moment with some sort of a hand injury. So they'll need to keep an eye on him there. His left hand.
Clinton Torpey was the man that was replaced then, which is an interesting interchange for the Warriors. I don't think he was overly happy about it either as he came back to the bench. Now Monaghan with the kick. Watno chasing. Here comes Kennedy. And Brent Webb took it out of midair and then got up and collided with Kennedy. And that left Kennedy the worse for wear.
Yeah, he got an awkward knock there, Ben Kennedy. Put his body on the line, came through, really wanted to make Brent Webb pay for that and got, looks like a shoulder in the chin. Well, we can see Ben Kennedy there. Refuses to go onto the stretcher. Walks off the field and he looks a bit worse for wear, but obviously a lot of concern shown initially with the pins and needles that he was feeling in the arms, but he gives a wink and says, I'm okay. But the Eagles will really miss him this last 10 minutes of this match. He's been their best player in attack and defence. He's put them in a position now where they can go on and win the match.
So here's Manly again. Watno. Inside the 20 they go. And what a sight for the Manly fans and players to see Kennedy getting up. Inside the 10, this is Lulawai. Monaghan. 5 metres out from the line. 20 points to 18. Now Monaghan injured. Time off again. Rousing applause for Ben Kennedy as he takes his seat, but Monaghan in a bit of strife here as well.
Throws the dummy and obviously some sort of contact up high. Looks like he might have got the shoulder of Ruben Wiki.
5 metres away. Manly. Randall. I'm not sure the Heckenberg A was expecting it or B was meant to get that one. Last tackle. Randall back inside. Lulaway is over. He's held up. That'll be a changeover.
Changeover.
Yeah, it wasn't the best option there. They haven't put the ball in goal behind the outside backs in this second half, which worked for them very well a couple of times in the first half. On that occasion, looking a little like to barge his way over, but I think there were much better options. But the Warriors still struggling to try and clear the ball off their line.
Still in it though. Corpu. We've got 7 minutes of play remaining. They can score a try. The Warriors when it clicks. So they are a danger here for Manly. They're 15 short of halfway. Gutenberg, now Jones, Webb. Past Williamson, and he almost got through the tackle of Randall as well. Last here for the Warriors. They get to their kick on this occasion. And Jones kicking. Stevenson looking for a nice bounce. It was an awkward one there for a moment.
Stacey Jones, hands off.
Jones making the tackle. 20 points to 18, Manly over the Warriors. There's Ben Kennedy. A bit worse for Ware, but the good news is he was able to walk off under his own steam. King plays it. No, what not? Being forced towards the touch line as he outs. Took a while to realise whether he was in or out. It's a big call, big play, an opportunity here for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a bad option by Manly to run the short side on that occasion. The touch judge, the sea of bodies, couldn't work out at first, and supporters, they realised that's a play they couldn't afford at this stage of the match.
Here we go, fellas. Locks are in. Right, Stacey.
Is this the opportunity the Warriors are looking for? Jones, crossfield, Webb. Slow motion stuff there though from the Warriors. 6 minutes to go. Manly lead by 2. They win. They're definitely in the 8. The Roosters, the Panthers, the Bulldogs and the Raiders have finished for the year. Price over the 30. Jones inside Ruben Wiki. Good tackle, Heckenberg. Not being lazy on the inside, he made the tackle, had to be made too. Opportunity now for the Warriors. Famuina turns it to Corpu, and Corpu not expecting that football again. Has tackled 10 out. What's Stacey Jones got up his sleeve? They're short here, Manly to the left. They come that way. Jones kicking, but no one's chasing. Menzies has lost it. Did he knock it on? He did. He dragged it towards...
Menzies knocked it on. Menzies knocked it on. Over here.
I thought it was a knock on. Monahan has the arms up.
Knocked it on. Went forward. We're going to get lock in. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. Your ball went forward.
Don't
worry about arguing now. Steve Menzies knocked it on.
And then it went forward there, no doubt, hit the ground, and then it bounced back. 100% correct from Sean Hampstead. Doesn't matter which way you're facing, as long as you propel the ball towards your opponent's goal line. The Warriors have the opportunity here. Jones out of acting half. Now it goes to Webb. Across field, Matai with the tackle. A good tackle too. They just still look a little bit disorganised here, the Warriors. Vaduvai. Stacey Jones there, marshalling the troops. Fiend at acting half, looking to his right. He comes to the left to Jones. Price. Williamson over the top. Lulawai was around the legs. Tackle number 3 inside the final 5. Stacey Jones in his last 5 minutes for the Warriors. Can he conjure up something? Right in front of the post. Stacey Jones is to the left. They've got number problems here, Manly. Jones, surely they must score. Jones has done it. Stacey Jones, Manly only had 3 defenders. He beat Menzies, and as he has done throughout his career, Stacey Jones will get the Warriors home surely. 22-20 with a kick to come. The Roosters, the Bulldogs, the Panthers and the Raiders are still alive.
It was the first time in this second half that the Warriors had been down on the Manly line. They had back-to-back sets down here, and Manly struggled to regroup in defence. Stacey Jones, he saw the option on this near side, through the dummy, got through inside Steve Menzies. Manly looked a little bit fatigued. The inside defenders didn't push across, and Stacey Jones goes over in his last NRL match before he heads off to England to score a try. Had 3 disallowed last week, and gets his first try for tonight.
No question about the error from Stephen Menzies, the knock on. It was an awkward kick for him. And Stacey Jones, how often does he do it? Time off. says the referee. (22-20). There is still time for Manly, no doubt about that, but this kick is very important from the little general. He's kicked 3 from 3. He's missed it. He slipped as he kicked it. It was his worst kick of the night, and so it's 2 the difference. Watch for the short kick here from Manly. But as we see the replay, just 3 Manly defenders there against 4 attackers, and Stacey Jones threw the dummy, even with the ball through their hands. They were going to score. They were in all sorts of trouble, Manly. And here's the short kick. Can they get it back? No. It's straight into the hands of Warangi Korpu. And the Warriors will be after a solid set. There's still time for Manly. They're going to get the football back. Where will they get it, and what will they be able to do with it? Goodenbill, solid tackle. Who was that? Terrific tackle. It was made by Bryant. Now Price. 5 metres into Manly territory. Famuina. Ruben Wiki with the juggle. Milroy with the tackle. 22-20. 2 minutes remaining. And that means we'll head into round 26 with 5 teams, or at least 4, mathematically possible, finishing in the top 8. Of course, the Bulldogs and Panthers playing tomorrow. We'll bring one of them out maybe. Tackling in the air, and Chris Hicks is hurt.
Go for the ball, he can't just take a player out. No, you weren't no way in the world.
Here it is again. Jerome Party, and he never attempted to go for the football. And Chris Hicks, it's a long way down too. And he landed very awkwardly. They're just taking their time here too, Manly, working out what to do. Nathan Feen being interchanged by Monty Beetham. There's 1 minute 45 remaining. Interesting interchange. This is it for Manly. This will be their last set surely, and they've got to go, what, 69 metres as King plays it. Here's Luluai. He's over the 40. They've got to go 58 metres now. And they've got 4 tackles left. Bryant into Warriors territory. 3 tackles left. Randall. Menzies. 2 tackles left. 70 seconds remaining. Monahan. Across field, trying to link with someone, can't do so. Last tackle, you know what, Michael Monahan playing the football on 5. It comes to Randall, the kick off legs. Here comes Maddai, he has an air swing, he's offside. The referee says no, or I would have said.
He couldn't be offside, he came from behind him.
But Korpu, he said he's come from behind. I thought he was in front of him. The Warriors trying to wind the clock down. Well, that will be looked at by Manly supporters for a long time. Did Korpu come from behind? Well, I don't think he did. I think he's in front of him all the time. And that should have been a penalty to Manly. I believe he's in front of him all the time, and it should have been a penalty to Manly. Monty Beetham trying to do the step and carrying on his teammates, pushing him forward. Just tuck the ball under the arm and go forward. The clock is winding down. Stacey Jones has the ball on the last play. How ironic in his career. He goes out a winner. The Warriors have defeated Manly by 22 points to 20.
We now like the result. Warriors 22, and LSC Eagles 20.